Peace, love, and light, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. My name's Mamina. If you're new here, please do subscribe, thumb up this video, and comment below should you resonate with it. This is a general reading for the collective, so please only take what resonates and leave what doesn't. You're responsible for your actions and reactions to these readings, be them when you have personal ones with me or when you have these general ones for the collective that you sit in on. This is a very special reading because today, or rather tonight, is 10/10. This is a portal day. So we're ending cycles and beginning new cycles. And you, my love, have the ability to choose which new beginning you're going to resonate into and have. What are you manifesting? Because this is the perfect time to do the manifestations. If you haven't already, you can get a pen and paper and you can start writing down what you want to cleanse out and what you want to bring in. And you can recite it to yourself like an affirmation. Place a hand over your heart. You can draw the infinity band in the air. There's a couple of other people that also know to do this already. I actually shared one of my favorite people. I actually shared them in my Insta story with a similar ritual. So if you want to check that out, you can go to my Instagram and check out my Insta story for that ritual. But this message is coming from my Astral family. So we're going to be tapping into the energy of the stars here in order to give you the message that's necessary. This is going to be a very empowering message, but there may still be some triggers because there may be some things that you need to finish cleansing out if you haven't already. So just brace yourself for that. I don't pick up anything too heavy, but you never know what a trigger may be for a person. So I'd rather give you the heads up now. We're going to start off with this pile and then work our way over. And if I move to, I will also look at the bottom of the decks. But these are the cards that came out. Let's get right into it. Move these down here. We have weight of the world, boundaries. Let go is not yours to carry. Right now, and there's a vast majority of you that you're doing this. You're carrying the weight of the world when it comes to either family, business, just events that take place. You carry it with you throughout the day. You don't allow yourself to just take in the information, let it process, let yourself understand it, and then not be attached to it. Instead, you cling to it, so much so that it could be a stress trigger for you. For any of you that's ever had stress attacks or you've dealt with some type of anxiety attack, a huge part of those are because people are holding on to an energy far longer than they're supposed to. I feel like some of you feel obligated to family or friends due to beliefs they put upon you, beliefs that are not yours to carry. They make you feel like you have to be here, you're supposed to, but when you need something, they make excuses. They're never there. But yet, because you've been raised hearing this, or you've been around this person long enough hearing it, you've adopted it. So yeah, when they call, here you come. But you know that when you say, hey, I just need you guys to come to something for 3 minutes. Oh, it's an excuse after an excuse. Well, you know I got this thing to do, blah, blah, blah. And then what happens is that creates an emotion within you. For some, it's an emotion of abandonment. For others, you jump straight to anger. And you carry that. So even if you don't show it in the moment, you don't cuss them out or nothing, the throat gets tight, the shoulders get tense, the hands ball up for a second. It becomes a whole physical reaction. And you just put it to the back of your mind. You pretty much become kind of passive aggressive to it. It goes in the back of the mind somewhere and it's sitting on that surface just waiting to go boom. That's what's coming in for some of you with this. You have to learn to set boundaries with your spirit. You have to understand if something's if it's affecting your spirit to the point that you're physically wanting to react either violently or just say, screw it, screw everything. If it pushes you to that point, it is not worth it. And therefore, while you may love these people, you need to set boundaries because they're not respecting your energy. And it's important that your energy is respected at the very least by you, if no one else. Okay? For others, weight of the world is just everything that you see going on has you disheartened right now because you're seeing the picture for what it fully is. You know what's really happening and you're watching a lot of people make excuses for it. Whether it's something in politics, whether it's something in your community, you're seeing people create excuses for really messed up things, you know, really effed up situations, and you don't understand it. You're wondering where the humanity is. And you know what? It's nothing wrong with you wondering this. The humanity's there, it exists. It's just that right now you have to understand humans have been programmed to not be able to tap into that part of themselves. So their first reaction out of that survival instinct, it can tend to be toxic, right? So there's good in the world, and what you're seeing may very well be the reality that you feel that you're living in, but you have the choice to decide whether you want to stay in that reality or whether you want to evolve into something else. Because as you evolve, the collective evolves. Right now, the reason the world can feel so negative to so many people, because every time you turn around, negative things are put in front of you, whether it's on social media, whether it's on the news, whether you go outside your front door, you see two people arguing, it blows up into something else. People have been trained and programmed to spot a negative before they can spot a positive, to be in a negative, chaotic situation and only feel that. Feel no lesson, nothing else. And that's why some of these lessons get harsher and harsher as time goes on, because no one's taking the time to realize, wait a minute, I can look at this not only from a different perspective, but my actions in this moment, the thing I could say in this moment can create a chain reaction that shifts this entire gear. If you think you're insignificant, then let me explain something to you. And this is something that's understood in my culture very seriously. When you are the drop, you create the ripple. One single drop in the water can create a ripple that expands out to the seas, out from the seas into the oceans. You being that ripple, one of many ripples, have that same effect and that same ability. It could be one word that you say to somebody. Every time you come to these readings, I say peace, love, beautiful souls. That is for you to understand that, first of all, I am speaking peace, love, and light into your world. It doesn't matter if you didn't feel it was there. Let it be there now. You are a beautiful soul. That is what you were always. Now it's time for you to see it, acknowledge it, and accept it. And if that means that you have to let go of false beliefs about yourself, beliefs that don't align with your morals, they don't align with your purpose, do not be mistaken. There are people who claim to be very spiritual, but when they go outside, and again, this may be triggering for some, but I channel what I channel. When they go outside, they could be racist. When they go outside and they don't even realize you're all the same. Not only energetically are you all a part of an energy, but even as human beings, you're all of each other. All of your cultures and languages come of each other. You intermix and mingle all the time because you were always one being. Our mission was to come here and find different ways to reflect back to an even greater understanding of the unity that we already come from. But the great miracle of it all is that in the midst of doing all of that, we were given the chance to have individuality at the same time. So that there's a new perspective each way we look. And some people may agree and resonate with one perspective, and some might have a mixture, but it's meant to come and paint this beautiful picture. So when you let things like hate, anger, deceit, all of that get in the way, it manifests in your life. And you're sitting up here thinking, why am I not loved? Or why is life hectic? And every day something's being put in front of you to show you you are loved, but you miss it because you're focusing your energy where it doesn't belong. Boundaries again, letting go again. Is that belief serving you? No. Is that mentality serving you? No. And to speak one thing out of your mouth when you're in public, and then to sit home and try to be something else, try to act like you're this Zen, woo-sa kind of person on the inside, but on the outside you reflect all that. You're creating an imbalance within yourself. Even within your shadow side, you're creating an imbalance. This is about taking that light side and that pure shadow side. And the pure shadow side is not wicked, it's not dark, it's just shadow. Shadow is also another form of light. And it is always with you. When you combine them and you allow yourself to be centered, to ascend to your highest level of consciousness. And remember, consciousness is spirituality and it's also physical. There's no such thing as conscious only being one way, right? But when you can get that balance in there, you just watch how things fall into place, how things that didn't make sense before all of a sudden make sense. You know what to say in the right moments, and you know when to be still in the right moments. Some of you feel very hectic, almost like you're in alpha mode all the time. You know, alpha's gotta go, go, go. Seek, seek, seek. Hunt, hunt, hunt. What am I gonna do next? Rush, rush, rush. Come out of that alpha mode for a minute. Settle the energy of that masculine by bringing in some of the feminine light. Allow for yourself to really merge your inner feminine and inner masculine in order to have balance. Okay? What am I talking about here? Did I not just say you are beautiful souls, right? Child of the cosmos, or since there's many of you watching, children of the cosmos, the intelligence of the universe lies within you. This is why when I say to you guys there are no coincidences, because there aren't. We've all lived in a period of time where we sat and saw a bunch of synchronicities, and the first excuse we go to is that's a coincidence. We could see something 3 times, perfect trinity. That's a coincidence. There are no coincidences. The reason we have synchronicities is to prove that. Now, the problem is sometimes people are looking at a synchronicity and they're mistaking it for something else because they're using their opinion based on past experiences or based on belief systems that don't serve their purpose, and etc. Whatever that belief may be. For example, you're watching a reading, but you don't believe a person can see spirits, but you're talking to a reader. Who do you think we're talking to? Air? You know what I mean? Or you're watching a reading, not quite believing that psychics are real, but then we end up describing a relative of yours. You don't know us from a can of paint. We don't know you from a can of paint. So how are we seeing that auntie of yours named Betsy? It doesn't make sense, right? But the only reason it doesn't make sense is because you're believing in a logic that was taught to you. Logic is subjective based on what you believe to be logical. And that's based on what you are taught to be logical. Think about it like this. Our ancestors knew that the universe is vast. All of our ancestors have always looked at the stars and understood a greater sense of home, a greater sense of understanding. Now fast forward your way into the modern era, right? They're just now figuring that out. Right? But those people were called crazy. We were called savages. We were called barbaric. All other underdeveloped, but yet you're just now in this time starting to catch up to what we knew back then. Quantum leaping is now all of a sudden this, oh yeah, we can do that, but we've been telling you that for how long? So you have to ask yourself, what you believe to be logical, what is it based upon? If you don't believe that this kind of power exists in you, why is that? What gave you that belief? Now I bet you if you broke that down, and then you think about all the synchronicities that's been around you since childhood, you will realize that you've always had a higher power around you trying to help you have guidance. But you are so loved that your free will, it can overshadow any guidance ever given to you. You can take what I say right now, hear it, and toss it in the trash can tomorrow because it is your free will to do so. Regardless of the synchronicities that this is telling you that you are already picking up on. But what you need to understand is that the way that you can really use your discernment is by remembering that you are already linked to the universe. People like me, we're put in the position that we're put into to just help unlock that door and open it up. And maybe every now and then you'll have to come back to us and get a little bit more insight to understanding, but the key is to see you level up. I'm not here. If right now you said I want to do a soul guidance session with you, and my soul guidance session, baby, we break it all down. Because my goal isn't for you to have to come to me with the same problem. My goal is for you to level up each time. Not to just, okay, I'm going to give you a little bit of a fix, or here's a pill, and then I'll see you on Monday because you're going to have to come back because I didn't give you all the tools you need. Now, I'm going to give you the tools. I'm going to make sure you get them in the right way. And then your job is to implement on them and to actually use them so that you can therefore see the process and understand that regardless of me giving you the tools, you're the person that had to tinker with them. You're the person that had to build something out of those tools. So when you look back at the success that you achieve, you go, I did that. Yes, this person gave me the tools to do so, but I dug deep. I reached deep into myself, and I was able to manifest this with those tools. So I'm grateful for those tools, and I'm grateful for myself. I'm grateful that my spirit was able to lead me to that person, because when you find these videos, when you find people like us, that's your higher self and the divine leading you here. Like, it's just that simple. That's how powerful you are and how connected you are. Some of you have questions. Synchronicities. No coincidences. The answer is yes. Just say yes. Just say yes to the growth. Just say yes to the letting go and setting boundaries. Just say yes to realizing that you are a part of something greater. And instead of allowing that to make you feel burdened, realize that in order to be a part of something greater, you had to be given great power. To have great responsibility is to have great power. You are not given anything that you can't handle. And because you have the ability to manifest your own world, pay attention to what you believe about yourself. Pay attention to what you believe about the world. Separate the world from the people for a second. Separate Earth from everything else that you deal with. And look at it for what it is, as a being, as an entity. Because the Earth is very much alive. It breathes. It goes through cycles. It goes through changes, shifts, and molding. And if you can tap into that life force energy, you will be tapping into an energy that is a part of the cosmos, just like you're a part of the cosmos. And then you'll be sitting up here communicating with your astral family. It's just how it is. But you got to start by saying yes. You have to say yes to opening up and centering yourself in this process, merging all the different sides of yourself to become one. The light, the shadow, right? The world's not black and white. See it for the variety of color it is. And here's a fun fact. You're only seeing 10% of the colors that exist in the entire creation of all life. Meaning when you look at space and you're like, oh my gosh, look at this, the colors, you're only seeing 10%. Bear that in mind. As you open your third eye, bear that in mind, okay? You're going through a transformation. Things are changing at a cellular level, deep healing. I feel like some of you may want to be healers, or you thought about it. Maybe you thought about doing Reiki healing, or you've been having health issues and you've been wondering if you should also try some type of energetic healing. Of course, you'll have to be wise with who you go to based on the energy that you feel. Allow yourself to be guided by your higher self and the divine to find them. But that could be another reason that yes came out. I feel like some of you also asked a question that was personal to you. And whatever that was, I'm not being allowed to see it, but this is the answer to that as well. Only you know what that is. But many of you, you're going through a transformation, and the whole world is going through a cellular transformation right now. That's why everything is the way it is. So now that you know that, you can tap into that transformational energy and allow yourself to really level up and upgrade. You might find that you're attracted to more wanting to dig into knowledge of the stars more, or knowledge of old ancient cities. And I'm going to tell you right now, any ancient city that you look into is going to lead you back to the stars. So if you find that you're drawn to Egypt, you're drawn to Ethiopia, or, parts of Asia, South America, North America, sacred sites and things like that. Right now, I'm going to tell you, as an indigenous woman, it's going to lead you right back to the stars. Okay, so be prepared for that if you haven't already seen signs of it as is. I find a lot of you come to me a lot and you're wondering what star seeds are, and there's a lot of different information out there on what they are. There's many different ways to explain them, but I will have podcasts going deep into at least my connection, and for you to understand how far back I go with it. But yeah, some of you are coming in here with that star seed energy. We could be Pleiadian cousins for all you know. Let's get into some of the light, inner light. Divine feminine, what was I just saying earlier? Some of you are very much in your alpha mode, and you need to switch a little bit more into that omega mode. Now it doesn't matter what you identify as. It doesn't matter what your sexual preference is, because this is spiritual energy. The male and female body is simply the embodiment of those two energies. That's how the divine split it up. It said, okay, here, we're going to take this masculine energy, boom, there's the masculine form. We're going to take this feminine energy, boom, there's the feminine form. But before you had that form, it was just energy. So let's say you are a feminine and you identify as a masculine. Whether you're into same sex or not, you tend to have more of a masculine way of thinking, a masculine way of handling your energy. You might be so much into that when problems arise, remember I said that violent feeling, or that wanting to lash out, or sometimes maybe doing something crazy that could hurt yourself in a moment of quick anger. That's a masculine energy out of control, basing itself out of the root chakra. So you might need some root chakra work. And we do have colors of red and orange in here. So root and sacral chakra work. But now you're being told, step more into the feminine energy of intuition, gentleness, and kindness. Allow yourself to be centered in that. Blend those two worlds. Because before you find your counterpart, since some of you watching are also thinking about your counterpart, before you find your counterpart, there must already be an understanding of the energies that exist within you, because they're going to be a reflection of that as well. And you might be what helps them calm down, or they might help you calm down some more. But you got to have an understanding of the balancing within those energies. So that's regardless whether you're a masculine watching or feminine watching. There's feminists who, they feel their feminine power, but they don't always pay it the respect necessary. They kind of think things in their head like, well, as a woman, women are too weak to do this, or women can't physically do that. Boo-boo, let me tell you something. Considering there was a whole physical war between just men and women were actually having a lead start, the idea that you physically can't do it is a lie. However, you shouldn't want to do it. You should recognize that you have the power to birth life. You are womb space. You need to tap into that power. Just like a masculine can tap into that power when he goes to plant a seed. There's more to intimacy than what you guys have been taught to see. There's more to sex than what you understand. But even if we move past all of that and we focus on just the energy of it all, when you can tap into that creative energy, it balances the rest of you out. Just like when you tap into your masculine energy, it balances out the part of you that takes action. Because alphas love to take action, lead, be a leader, right? Feminines can choose to lead, or they can fall back for a little bit. Sometimes they lead from behind the scenes. The alpha runs the wolf pack, but it's his mate that tells him where to hunt, where to go, where's the food. She provides that extra detail that helps him to manage the kingdom that he leads. He's more than just a figurehead, but he still needs that queen. He still needs that goddess energy, that goddess energy that exists within us all. Find the balance, and you're being told, if you're watching this, that one of the ways to do that is tapping into the divine feminine energy, paying respects to it. Because you have to let your light shine. And remember, I said we only see 10% of all the colors in the world. Think about that for a second. Think about all the colors, especially if you're like a painter or artist. Think about all the colors you can name, and that's only like 10%. So imagine what you would look like if you could see the true essence of who you are fully. What amount of light and illumination would you carry? Just imagine that for a second and allow yourself to realize that that's the real reality. These physical forms, they're not even really physical. We only can touch like this because we believe we can. That's how powerful our belief system is. It takes monks sometimes decades to learn how to put their hand through solid stone, because they have to realize that these hands here aren't the type of solid that we think they are. I'm not going to dive too deep into that because we'll be here forever. I have some podcasts that kind of cover that already. We have soulcraft, yes. Tapping into the magic of who you are. The intelligence that exists within you, knowing how to set the right boundaries, saying yes to allowing yourself to be aligned, allowing yourself to go through this transformation, which is happening spiritually, mentally, and physically, right? That will help you tap into your soul craft. We are all creators. We are all co-creators. All of us. We have that energy within us. There are no limits to what we can do. I don't care if you went to a doctor and a doctor told you that. This isn't to take over any medical advice, but please understand, your belief system makes up your reality. If you believe that you're meant to be sick all the time, or that you can't do this or that you can't do that, it becomes your reality. And it is up to you to shift and change yourself out of that reality. Oh, I already know what this is. This is powerful. I'm going to read you guys. I love this deck so much. I'm going to read you guys what this says, because I already know it's going to link all this together. This is one of my favorite cards. It comes out a lot when it comes to these type of readings. Let me find the page. I want you guys to really listen to this. A sacred task exists for you to fulfill. It is to be found through connection to your heart. Be open only to those most authentic teaching which prove helpful to your to continue your spiritual process. a personal freedom. Cleansing your body, mind, heart, and soul will be of particular benefit at this time. Powerful, subtle energies are helping you ensure your success. Believe that many positive synchronicities and unexpected allies will rally to support you. There are people coming into your life, whether it be through these readings or when you go outside, go to the grocery store, whatever. People are coming into your life that are going to help you on this journey, but you have to be open to recognize them for who they are. This also speaks again to stepping into that feminine energy, that energy of creation and just being peaceful, being balanced for a minute, because the masculine energy needs the feminine energy to help it balance out. That's why in sacred unions, regardless of what you're into, somebody's always operating from one of those energies. So if you're in a same-sex relationship, one of you may embody the masculine more one day, someone else embodies the feminine, and vice versa. And that's because the energy needs to be that yin and yang. It has to be, in order to have a true harmonious existence. And that's why you're being told, pay more respect to that divine feminine energy. Allow yourself to be guided on the ways to do that. What else do we... Oh, look at that. Divine masculine, divine feminine energy balancing out, creating, intertwining into one. That's immediately what I get when I look at the picture. That's the rapture there, my friends. Let's look for... Let your true self be seen. Search for the deeper spiritual purpose and opportunity for healing beneath conflict and suffering. If you have been in pain, this oracle brings a message of a joyful breakthrough. Your soul is growing stronger, more able to have faith and wisdom than in judgment or doubt. What was I just talking about when I was mentioning the alpha energy? Commit to your spiritual path and know you are making progress, even if things seem more difficult for a time. Know that in any such difficulty is a part of your healing, and that you will successfully move through it. Trust yourself, because there's transformation taking place at a cellular level. I just want you guys to see how that lines up. Let's get into the last card before we finish this off. This is another favorite of mine, actually. There is a gentler way to proceed and obtain the same or even greater effect. Tame the wild and frenzy workings of the mind by grounding yourself with beauty. Divine feminine energy. Do you see it? I want you guys to really see, so that you can really tap into the power of this energy coming in this reading right now. Grounding yourself with beauty, pleasure, and grace, violence and its negative effects shall be overcome and healed through feminine gentleness and inner spiritual strength. This oracle is a sign of a great fortunate future. I just love when stuff comes together like this and you guys can really see it. Where what I see energetically, what I see in the third eye space, the cards are able to show it to you and explain it. And I just love that. Let's see what's at the bottom of the deck. Here we have, I'm sorry, defenselessness, righting past wrongs, uprooting, apologizing to yourself, apologizing to those that you may have hurt when you were in a moment of anger, letting go of the anger that you have for people that have wronged you. All of that can help you heal and level up. What else do we have? Didn't they just say subtle help coming in? They didn't just mean in a physical plane. They meant spiritual. We have light counsel. You see this? These are helpers coming from another realm. These are ascended masters trying to help you with your ascension. What else do we have? Grounding. Celestial plane, grounding itself into the tree of life, into earth. Do you see that? And lastly, what do we have? Oh, the number 7 may mean something. We have 7 blessings of Eve. Do you see the egg? For those of you that know about the golden egg, or like the egg of creation, do you see the birthing energy taking place here? The transformational energy with the snake essence here, the egg, the new beginning, the new creation. This is 1010. Again, the reading is timeless. Whenever you see it is when it's meant for you. But tap into that power. Understand that all of this light exists within you. So don't let anyone, including yourself, hold you back from seeing that. Peace, love, and light, beautiful souls. Blessings to you.